Aquarius, this is your love reading for singles for February 2018. And what we do is we just have a look at what's going on for you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and your voice card. So you can move your life forward in the direction that you want to, okay? We have more control over our lives than we think we do, okay? Just give me a minute. You're my fourth reading, Aquarius, and every single sign has got the same card and the same, which is the Nine of Swords, fear, okay? And your challenge, like every single reading so far, is to work with the fear that keeps us small, that keeps us limited. The Nine of Swords has got two different meanings. It can be the card of what if, okay? What if this happens? What if this happens? But I also see it as the card of the shadow, okay? So the shadow is all those unresolved issues that we still carry forward with us. A sense of not being good enough, not being lovable enough. So it would seem that every single sign so far is challenged to work with that. The good news is your outcome is the victory card, which means you're overcoming. You're moving out of your old comfort zone, Aquarius, or you've been advised to move out of your old comfort zone and to expand your horizons. And what always stops us doing that is fear, basically, okay? But let's carry on and see what else happens, because you've got such a mix mash of different cards going on here. Your additional guidance card is no place like home. So home can be a physical place, but when I read this card, I tend to interpret it as a place of authenticity, okay? Coming from your authentic self, not trying to be something more or something less, Aquarius, because I've got a feeling you're acting less than. Now when that happens is you're trying to keep yourself small, because it's always because of fear, because mentally you're the Five of Discs, okay? So the Five of Discs, I tend to call this the orphan card. It's a feeling of insufficiency and lack. And this is how you feel mentally, either towards someone who's already in your life, or towards love in general. You simply don't feel good enough, Aquarius. I'm sorry, but I can only read the cards as they appear. I'm an Aquarius, okay? So, and I understand what these cards are saying. It's about a feeling of not wanting to move out into the world, not feeling good enough, and there's a call for you to come back home to your true nature. Because emotionally, you've got the Ten of Cups. So this is really interesting. So mentally, you're feeling not good enough, not valuable enough to be loved. But the Ten of Cups is a whole different story. Because emotionally, this is about sharing yourself with others. Because the tens tend to be the most spiritual of all the cards. Because you're overflowing with emotional well-being, and you're giving it to others so their cups can overflow. This is also the happy family cards, whatever that means, but it's about being in your true heart. And your Aquarius, you're the Star card, which is always about giving out to other people. That's exactly what this card means to me. So the message is really clear that even though there's a feeling of, to tell you the truth, Aquarius, sometimes this Five of Discs is a state of mind that feels you're unlovable. And I'm sorry if that hurt, if that went straight to your core. not good enough. Sometimes I've seen this 5 of discs with people who actually feel that they're not attractive, they're just not lovable, and they feel they keep themselves in this really small, contracted place. There's a call for you to go home to your heart, to remember who you are, and to give from that place. Now, spiritually, you got the 7 of discs. The 7 of discs is a card about contemplation. It's about, yeah, I think here, what's been said here, Aquarius, is maybe it's time for you to contemplate your thinking patterns, to contemplate what's really true, to see if you can begin to change that old ancient feeling of not belonging, because that's Aquarius energy. We feel different from the rest of the world, so quite often we interpret that as being an outcast. But that 7 of discs is maybe saying, is this what I want, or is it time to plant something else? Is it time for me to begin to change? Because that is the power we're given. We've got the power to change our destiny by watching the vibration and our thinking patterns and what we're giving out into the world. That is the power we're given. Because look at your first advice card, the Magician card. So the Magician card channels divine energy through the crown chakra to create a new reality on every level, mentally, emotionally, spiritually and physically. And we do that by watching our thoughts, watching our behaviours. It's about becoming more empowered and more of an authentic, powerful person. And that is not going to happen unless we begin to work with this energy of feeling like we don't belong, that we're outsiders. You know, it's that total Aquarius energy of just feeling different from the rest of the world. And incorporating that energy and moving into the heart is the Aquarius challenge, okay? And I say that because I am an Aquarius, okay? So I get what these cards are saying. And I think there's an integration of the heart required, and to pay attention to this feeling and start to question it. Is this true? Look, she's gone and she's questioning things. You might be called to endure and to have patience. This is going to be hard work, Aquarius. And if you want that change, spiritual work is really hard work. It's as hard work as grafting, but the rewards are absolutely outstanding, because your challenge is the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is the gift of clarity, but it's double-edged, and sometimes we don't like what this Ace of Swords represents, because it shows us those parts of ourselves that we need to change, which is about contracting, fear, limitations. But we need to learn to own that sword and to cut through it, to say no more and become more powerful, more genuine, authentic people. But look at the outcome. The 6 of Wands is success, and that success will be more expansion, more moving towards genuine, authentic communication and growth. Because that's how we know we're expanding, because our lives are just much more dynamic. There's more flow of energy. We don't feel like the outsiders anymore. We feel just genuine people who have got as much right to be here as anyone else. Yeah, it's sometimes a really hard destiny being an Aquarius, because we rule the future. Sometimes we feel disconnected and separate from the world around us. And healing that wound is absolutely huge. But that's what wants to happen here. There's a move away from this feeling and towards your true heart, regardless of what other people think of us. It's about moving into that genuine energy, moving away from that limited sense of fear, and claiming your true inheritance, Aquarius, which is your right to be loved and your right to be the Ten of Cups, have a genuine, emotional, happy life. But healing that wound of being the outsider is exactly what wants to happen here. And all those old rejections that we've all experienced need to be cleansed from our psyche in order so we can move forward to victory, success and happiness. Quite intense, Aquarius, and it's quite intense for everyone, okay? That's Jupiter and Scorpio. We're all we're all cleansing our ancient wounds of being abandoned, being the outsider. It's happening to all of us for the rest of the year. And to move into our genuine heart is the challenge. Okay, Aquarius, I wish you well. Loads of love. Bye.